This is the work of top photographer Bob Carlos Clarke. He believes passionately that printing a photograph is as important as taking it. Using an image from an advertising campaign, he shows the photo show how to achieve the final result, starting with the picture selection from contact sheets, which are these strips printed straight from the negatives.
This is just a way of previewing all the photographs that you've taken and finding out which one does the job best. It's very important at this stage that you actually choose the right photograph. I've chosen this particular picture at the top here. This was chosen with the art director, and we made a very specific choice. The picture has to be moody, mysterious, and very seductive, and that's why we've chosen this shot. Somebody once said that the negative was the score and the print was the performance, and I tend to agree. I think that there is so much can happen in the process between the negative and the print stage. Okay, how's it looking? What I'd like to try and do is probably pick up an exposure somewhere between these two. And there's a bit more information here, more detail here than I really need. So I do want this background to be quite moody. I want it to be looming out of here like a live animal, like a panther or something about to strike. I've done a full-size print because I want to see the whole image. I want to see what I need to do to get it right. The hair is disappearing into the background, the whole lot's turning into a lump of black, and I've got to really differentiate between the edge of her hairline and the background. The bow tie is running a little dark here, and it's connecting up with the shadows in her cleavage and the shadow just underneath itself. So I need to really hold that back as well and retain some detail there. The eyes are a little dark, and I'll bleach the eyes with some potassium ferrocyanide, and I'd also probably bleach some highlights into the gloss on the hair and also into the lips. The shoulders are coming up too bright. There's too much highlight here, and there's too much highlight on the shoulder, and I don't want that distracting from the impact of her eyes and the connection that they make with the viewer. So I'm going to print those down. What I've got here are some funny little chaps called dodgers. For keeping out the detail on the hair, as I'll show you in a minute, I'll use this one. Okay, but this larger one I will use to burn in the black background. Okay, 3 exposures here. The first exposure being 28 seconds. Here we go. All I need to do is to hold a little of the detail in the background using the little dodger. Okay, what I'm basically doing is just trying to retain some differential between her hair, her black hair, and the dark background. I don't want it to disappear altogether, and particularly down here where the bow tie meets the shadow of her cleavage and her dress. Oh, that's the end of that. The next exposure is to burn in as opposed to dodge out. I want to burn a little bit of detail into this bright shoulder blade and collarbone. And for that I've got this piece of white card with a hole cut in it, and just simply massaging it round the affected shoulder. That's that. Okay. Exposure number 3 with the larger dodger. Here we go. And this is basically just to burn in the black background, to make it really dense and black, eliminate any detail that might be lurking there on the negative, and also to burn in a little bit more on the shadows on the shoulders as well. Okay, that was just 15 seconds. Obviously one can have a lot of fun with black and white prints and toners. I shot this for Martini, and it's really like humming with colour. A lot of fun to do that, paint the lips by hand with a brush. These roses were just bathed in chemical toners. Very quick dip, so it's a very subtle tint, and I rather like that. Again, chemical bath for these. This is a straight black and white, and this one's been put through a whole series of different baths to produce this intense golden colour. Hard to reproduce. Don't ask me to do it again. Okay then, this is the first print we did. This is my test print really, and this is the final print that I shall send to the advertising agency. This is the one I would hope that they will use in the poster campaign. When the print was dry, I masked off the eyes with Frisk film, which just keep the whites white, so that I can then airbrush a very weak mix of tea. I just basically brew up pot of tea with 4 tea bags or so, make it nice and stewed and strong, and then airbrush it on. It's much nicer than using sepia toner, which I think gives a sort of Victorian feel, which I certainly don't want in this case. So what this tea stain has done is it's given it this gentle golden kind of glow. Advertising is all about illusion, and in this case the ultimate illusion is the fact that this dark-haired beauty is in fact a natural blonde.